The new regulations on fishing of the flannelmouth cherusons are very important to the health of our river systems. These fish are one of the main detritivores in rivers, and a detritivore that's basically a fancy way of saying that these fish eat dead stuff, that they eat dead and decaying plant animal matter. And this is really important because that helps regulate the carbon cycle. And so carbon is one of the most common elements on the planet. All life on Earth is based on carbon. And carbon moves through different parts of the biosphere through this process called the carbon cycle. So carbon moves from the atmosphere through plants and animals and into the water and into the ground, and it's one big circle. And the cycle is very important for things like breathing and photosynthesis in plants. And plants and animals play a really important part in regulating this process, and the flannelmouth cherusons are one of those main players in our rivers. So we know that when these fish are removed or are blocked from part of a river system, other fish don't come in and fill the same role. And so these fish disappear, and what they do for the rivers, that just goes away, and these effects are long-lasting and widespread. And this is what's called functional redundancy for biologists, and it's basically the same thing as if you have, in a workplace, there are 5 people that do the same job. So if one of those people gets sick one day, there are 4 other people who can do the same job, and it's fine. But if there's just one person who does one very important job, if they, go home or get fired, their whole part of the process is lost. Nobody else can fill their role. And that's basically what these fish are. So these new regulations will really help limit overfishing on the flannelmouth. And that's really, really important because the more of these fish we remove, the more we threaten their population as a whole and the role they do in our ecosystem.